my parents like policed me so much growing up. Can't I have sweets? Can't I have juice? Can't I have X, Y, and Z? That the minute we left like home or
bird out of a cage.
Yeah, it's done. There's good and there's bad with ego.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous though, man.
What are you thinking?
In the sense where I have bad ego.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's really hard to see, but I have really bad ego.
It's not hard to see.
Every achievement that you've fulfilled, has your ego changed?
So the more I achieve, the more I'm like, okay, I'm capable of doing things. Have you dealt with people with big egos?
Yeah, I have.
Go on.
Hello there, everybody.
Hi, guys. How's it going? It's been a long time.
It hasn't been a long time. We were here last week.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
It would have been a long time if we hadn't uploaded for a whole month.
We haven't.
Yeah, we didn't really upload for the whole month. Why is that? Who are we going to blame?
Ramadan.
Let's start by blaming somebody. I think it's just right to blame someone.
It's not right to blame anybody. I think, circumstances didn't allow us to upload in Ramadan.
Yeah.
And but we're back, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
Ramadan. Back. No, I think I think the title of this episode should be
Ramadan.
Okay. Ramadan reflections.
Sticky ones.
Firstly, how's your week been?
How has my week been? Pretty standard stuff.
So you're gonna do what you usually do in these type of episodes?
What?
Yeah, it's basically.
Okay. Let me think about it.
Because I did say, I said, I think he was just about to talk to me about something, and I said, whatever you're about to say.
Okay. That's one thing I did actually.
Okay, go on.
So one of the things I did was I was watching some vlogs of mine in the past, and I happened to watch the vlog that I met you. So yeah, I was just doing my thing, whatever. Yeah. And it's so funny because like I'm so the same, even though it's been like 4 years.
Really?
I think so. Like my personality, like there's certain things like I've changed, but I think when you hear me like make jokes and stuff, like I'm just the same guy. But yeah.
Similar or exactly the same? So wait, how old were you back then?
23.
Do you remember what Brunel said? There's one thing that Brunel said.
Oh.
Do you remember what Brunel said?
You're the same man in 3 months' time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're that guy.
I'm not that guy. You know what it is? I've changed, guys.
Okay, so you
life's
just
changed though.
You just said they didn't change. So go on, explain.
No, personality-wise, man. I'm just that guy, innit?
Okay, so what has changed? You know, that's a good way to start the episode, to be fair. What has changed? Because learning on from Brunel's episode, didn't it? It literally ties us in. Because these type of episodes are meant to be where we tie in all the 3 different stuff that we do, the 2 guest episodes and also the book club, all in one little episode. Yeah. But now I want to understand, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? What's changed?
Everything, bro. Like, you don't even need to look 3 years. I think even if you look at the last year, 2 years, everything's changed. Like, what me as a person, how I deal with things, my tolerance level of things. So things that I wouldn't be able to like tolerate back then, or that would like scare me, don't scare me anymore. And I was thinking about this when I was driving. It was kind of like, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's because I'm the youngest. There's always this thing of, I don't know if I can do that. I'll give you an example. I was listening to a podcast about, I think it was drop shipping.
Who's it?
No risk, no risk.
Oh, that brother.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. He had Faisal on recently, and he had Sam from Menspire.
Yeah.
It's probably sick, you know.
Yeah. And this was a few years ago. He did a podcast with some guy called Alim. Not Lord. No, some other one.
Can't believe I just said Lord like that.
And like I remember I was watching the podcast and it was like very interesting. Oh, if he could do it, I could do it. And then he got to a point where he was like, I have factories. And then, factories?
Okay.
And it just kind of scared me. Like, that's for like grown-ups kind of thing. I can't do that.
So you're saying you listened to this podcast ages ago? Okay.
Whereas now, everything just seems a lot more possible.
Why? Is it because you've seen people do it around you?
I think I've just proven to myself that like when I stick at something, I get decent results. Whereas before it was just kind of like,
let's just try everything.
Yeah, and you know what? On one of the podcasts, maybe even today, I want to speak about like arts and sciences. And what I mean by that is certain things in life. I think life generally, obviously it's a bit of both. Like there's certain things that you have to follow a structure. But generally, I think life is an art. Because I feel like when I finished uni, I was so lost, bro. Throughout my whole life, I was doing this. I was revising for this exam. I need to prepare for this and prepare for that. And there's a section in that book that you need to learn to then go and do the test.
To do the next thing, yeah.
But when I finished uni, it was like...
There's no structure.
There's no structure.
Yeah.
I was like so confused. It wasn't a good year for me, man. Whereas now I've embraced that there's not supposed to be any structure. And that's why I see life as more of an art.
Okay.
Just go out there and figure it out.
Yeah, I think everybody goes through that after university. But I think that's the bad thing about the society that we live in. Like from a young age, we're told I was actually just thinking about this yesterday. My mum was talking to me about she's a teacher in an Arabic school, and she was just like reminding me of how like we had a break time, we had a lunchtime. And I'm like, you know what? Like now that I've grown up, like, and I work from home, like nobody can tell me when my lunch should be. Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
But it's like even if you work full time, you're told when your lunch is. You're told when your break is. Yeah. You're told when you can take time off, like for example, half term and.
But how are you finding that? Because you used to work in the office a lot, right? And this very recent thing.
I like the flexibility, but I also feel like my childlike person comes out when I get more flexibility. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Is that a good thing?
You start taking a mick.
What do you mean?
Like, you know when you were young, yeah?
Oh, lazy.
And like you wanna do the things that you were so like you couldn't do growing up.
Yeah.
Like I remember my parents like policed me so much growing up. Can't have sweets, can't have juice, can't have X, Y, and Z. That the minute we left like home or
bird out of a cage.
Yeah, it's done. I remember, yeah. Actually interested. I don't know about you, but from when I was born all the way up to year 6, my mum used to take me to school and whatnot. Year 7, I actually had money that I could spend. That's when I'd go and buy sweets.
Big peas.
What did you used to do?
When I had money to spend?
Yeah, when you had like that pocket money from home and that, but you'd do something else with it. You can't remember?
No, I don't think I got pocket money.
Okay.
Like...
yeah, I got pocket money. You didn't get anything?
Okay, this might sound stupid, but can you explain to me?
I'll explain to you. I used to get £20 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
I remember it, but I also had to pay, I think at the time it was £10 a week for travel. Yeah. Because I used to...
traveling on? Man had Uber in 2002.
I'm not that old. No, but I used to have to take train to go to school because I lived quite far away from school. I could have taken a bus, but it just made more sense. Like even taking a train took about 45 to an hour. Do you understand?
Yeah. So you had £20 and you could do whatever you want with it.
I could do whatever I want with it.
You could save it.
I could bump train and have £20. Yeah. Or I could take bus and have £20, which my brother used to do.
That's why you used to get £20 each?
We both used to get £20. Yeah. And then it was like, whatever you do, that money's up to you. But you had to get like, we weren't eligible for free school meals.
Oh, okay.
So we had to, which is stupid to be fair, because my household income was definitely not that high up. But I think even back then they had a stupid rule of it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Point is, I had £20. And with that £20, I would spend it on sweets majority of the time, which was like my child coming out.
Yeah, you know what? Like, having said, oh, I didn't really get pocket money. Is that what you call it?
You must have got something, man.
But this is the thing, like, I remember I used to always have like this thing where you put cash in. And
yeah.
And I can't remember where I'd get money from. Like, maybe like my brother would just be like, here, man, take this. Or Eid money. That was big. Like, I'd save up and stuff.
Did you have like a thing at home where you'd do chores and get money for it?
No.
Nothing?
No.
So there's no way of you making money growing up?
No.
So from year 7 to year 11, how did you survive?
This is the thing though, like I didn't ever feel like I needed money. Like everything was kind of taken care of, despite not having like a privileged background. Everything just felt taken care of. Like I never thought, oh, I need money.
So where did your entrepreneurial side come out?
My brother.
How?
He's just on it.
Okay.
Like as in from when I was younger,
yeah,
he's always been like involved in property.
Okay.
So back when I was, I don't know, 14, 15, like I'd be going around like house to house, and then I'll see, okay, this house looks like a mess right now. There's holes everywhere. It's not even a house. Like it's half.
So he gets them on auction and redevelops them?
Yeah. So
okay.
like at the time I wouldn't think nothing of it. I'd kind of be annoyed, like going from house to house, like, bro, take me home.
Yeah.
But subconsciously, as you grow older, you start to like realize there's a reason behind why all this is happening.
How old was he at the time?
When he first started, I think 24, 25.
And you're how many years? What's the gap?
11.
Okay.
So it's like,
yeah. So you'll be growing up and seeing that.
Yeah. So it's like, and like I said, like from a, necessities, basics perspective. Oh, I thought I was wearing the perspective hoodie today. Everything was kind of taken care of. So I never really felt like, oh, I need money. Mm-hmm. If like we all wore school uniforms, there was never a thing of, oh, you need to buy new clothes and whatnot at school.
Okay, quick question. When you were in school, and there was no school uniform day, you know what? I don't want to.
I was thinking about this the other day randomly. Yeah. So I just like the day before, I'd go and buy clothes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you had no clothes.
No.
Yeah, you had no clothes.
No. It wasn't even that. It was just more like it's non-school uniform day. Like you need to, you know what I mean?
Dress up in that.
Dress to impress.
Do you know what? Yeah. If you were to even think of it logically, the fact that as children we had to like that must have some form of effect for us, innit? Like from a very young age, the fact that within our schooling we knew that 1 or 2 day a year we had to look fly. Otherwise you're getting taken the mick out of.
You had to look fly. Yeah, that's true, man.
But then that also translated into our relationship with social media. You had to look fly. There's so many different things. And you know what? It actually transitions me perfectly into what I wanted to say next.
I love you for this. This is your job. This is what you're natural at. Go on,
I'm
what
not
does it transition us?
Ego states.
Ego states.
There's 3 types. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll touch on about what you said, and we should actually reflect about Ramadan a little bit and what we both did and so on and so forth. But I think the full crop of this video and us talking to the family is I wanted to discuss these 3 things. My wife was talking to me about this, and she was going into so much detail about it, and half the time I was listening and half the time it went completely over my head because it was a bit too much. But there's 3 ego states that I would love to discuss and see what's going on. So the first one is parent ego state. Eamon, you might want to listen to this as well. The first one is parent ego state. I can talk into the mic. The second ego state is called adult ego state. And the third ego state is called child ego state. Now, parent ego state, I'm gonna ask you about this later on, is behaviors, thoughts, and feelings copied from parents or parental figures. Okay? The adult one is behaviors, thoughts, and feelings which are in direct response to the here and now. And child is behaviors, thoughts, and feelings replayed from childhood. Okay?
Say that last one again. What's the child ego thing?
So child is behaviors, thoughts, and feelings replayed from childhood.
Okay.
Now, the parent one is like, for example, a person whose early instructions were accompanied by stern intensity. Okay, sorry. So if a person was... What's that even getting on to me for?
I think you're kicking the wire.
Okay, sorry, man. Yeah, Eamon keeps tapping me under the table. It's weird. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, a parent's ego state is, let's say our parents We've discussed this to a certain degree, but there's certain stuff that they've instilled in us that is still in us today.
Yeah.
With the adult one there's certain relationships that we have with our friends, our family, and so on and so forth, or anything that could have happened in our life that can affect who we are today. And then you have the one from childhood, where we've discussed that similarly as well. But those 3 ego states are the 3 things that affect us on a day-to-day basis, according to certain psychologists. I want to ask you one by one which one it is, and then I want us to reflect and see how these affect us currently. Go on.
What's the question?
The parent one. I want to know the parent one.
But what about the parent one?
Okay, so which behaviors, thoughts, and feelings...
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this today in the toilet. What is... Because you told me what this is about. What is the definition of an ego?
Interesting.
Like, is that something to hand? Maybe you can find out.
I don't know what a definition of an ego is, actually.
But we just know what it is, right?
Yeah.
So, like, to be completely honest with you, I don't get these 3 ego states.
Okay.
But just on the conversation of ego, I don't think ego is completely a bad thing. Like, I think you need a little bit of ego.
Well,
That's some dead definition.
yeah. So basically, they're saying the part of the mind that is in direct relationship with the conscious mind and the unconscious mind.
Yeah,
it's true though, because if you see your ego, can you conceptualize it? Can you put it like what you?
It's a feeling, right?
It's a feeling.
Yeah,
I think,
or a state.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's another way.
Oh, see that's a better one. So a person's sense of self-esteem
and self-importance. Yeah.
Okay, so I think a balance is good. So if you have too much ego, you genuinely can't progress, because it's like, oh, I'm doing things this way, but you've got someone that's more experienced in this thing that's trying to help you. No, I'm doing it my way. Like, forget it. That like, you can't progress in that when you have that level. But at the same time, when you're just like, you think of yourself as like nothing, you don't have any motivation to do anything. It's just like, I'm not really good at that, or nah, that's not for me. Kind of what I was talking about with that podcast. When I heard certain things that the guy was doing in that podcast,
it didn't relate to you.
Yeah, I can't do that. So it's like a balance of not having enough motivation and also having humility and humble enough to let other people guide you.
No, you're right. I think it is a balance with that as well. I think there's good and there's bad with ego.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous though, man.
What are you thinking?
In the sense where I have bad ego.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's really hard to see, but I have really bad ego.
It's not hard to see.
Okay, I thought I was masking it, but apparently I'm not.
What makes you say that?
I have bad ego, man. Sometimes I can think. Sometimes I can think I'm bigger than I am.
What, physically?
Then I get bloody humbled, man.
Physically?
No, like.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I can think I'm bigger than I am.
Give us examples, man. Come on.
You know what, yeah?
Listen, don't run away from that question.
I'm not running away from it. There's quite a few things that I wanted to share. The first one was when there's certain things, like for example, you knew me what time did you know me? When did you first meet me? I was starting to do some stuff online and so on and so forth.
But I didn't know you though.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know me?
No.
But it was just like, you saw me doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I was around that age, so 18, 19, and I started doing certain community work, every time I'd do something and I'd accomplish something, I'd get praise for it. And I didn't know that it was feeding my ego until very, very, very recently.
Okay.
Ramadan was when I realized.
Okay, how did you realize?
Because, genuinely, this Ramadan was the first Ramadan I realized, my ego is getting the better of me. Because this is what happened. Every time I completed something, so for example, when you first met me when I was 18, 19, I was doing the community work, completed that, I got that buzz, satisfaction, because people were praising me and saying, even though I didn't want it, people were praising me and saying, oh, you've done X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Cool. Then COVID happened. then I carried on doing more community work that people my age weren't doing. So I got more praise and satisfaction. That carried on. Then I started doing work with Freshly Grounded. Things that people at the time looked at me, were giving me praise about, and it was affecting my own ego because it was just inflating me.
You were gassed.
I was gassed.
Yeah.
It was inflating me bit by bit. Literally. Then, I'm being honest. Then, the last one was when I finished university, I completed something, but it wasn't really the same thing because everyone had done it. What inflated me there, the fifth one, was when I got married. That's when the praise carried on. Every Tom, Dick and Harry was like, oh, he got married, X, Y, and Z, and that inflated my ego differently. Now, what that done there was, I started getting very, very, very complacent. Where you'd see me, like I'll be the last one in this room. I'll be like, yeah, I've done this already. Like everything about me became very lazy.
Because you kind of feel like
I'm done, I've completed it. Then NASA sat in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Everything's relative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. NASA sat in front of me and I was like, what? I'm broke. And he's there, doing well.
Yeah.
And he's my age mate.
Yeah.
Then I start reflecting and I'm like, you know what?
I'm not that big.
Yeah, I ain't nothing, bro. I ain't done anything.
Yeah.
The problem is now, and this is what I'm trying to train myself in, I don't want to achieve that type of wealth and then hit another ego state where it's like, now I've got everything. Because what in this world, like let's say you've got ample amount of wealth, yeah? Who's going to humble you?
From a financial perspective?
Yeah, nothing. No, from a life perspective, unless somebody dies, that's the only thing that can humble you.
You know, and you're right. Like a lot of wealth does come with a lot of its own challenges and whatnot. And one of them is who's going to humble you.
Do you understand what I'm saying by this though? Do you get my link between how like my ego became a bad thing and Ramadan hit?
What was it in Ramadan again? Was it
you went
going to mosque or?
No, I'll explain to you. You know, we went to Hamra, yeah? I'm being so real and so honest, and I've never done this publicly, and this is the first time you're ever saying this, yeah?
Finally, episode 18.
You know, we went to Amra. I didn't really feel it. Remember I told you this?
Did you?
Yeah. I did. I said this to both of you. I said there was something inside me. I didn't really feel it.
What does that mean? What do you mean really feel it? Were you expecting to like cry?
Do you remember we had the conversation on camera that never came out, and we said everybody expected to cry? And
I didn't cry.
And you didn't cry and I didn't cry.
Oh.
And when I didn't cry, I was like, cool, but that must mean that there's something wrong with my heart if I didn't cry. But I think it was the fact that my ego was so big that I was hiding it so much.
As in you're hiding yourself from crying?
I'm hiding myself from myself.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to wrap your head around.
Yeah, that.
But I'm hiding myself from myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mad. But
I'm literally living in my own bubble. And you know when people say about praise is really, really bad?
Yeah. Again, a balance of praise is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, you do something for once and you are very, I don't know, insecure about it. And other people are like, oh, look, like, I don't know, going to the gym, you know, used to be like skinny. That is how it starts.
Yeah.
But, bro, I'll be honest.
It takes self-discipline, man.
What kind of like praise are you getting?
Mad praise.
But you have to think about it relative to his age.
Yeah.
18, 19.
And people are praising you all the time. It gets your head.
Yeah, I guess like if you were chilling with like older people, they'd probably.
My friends have always been older.
So that's not true then. You were chilling with older people.
I was always chilling
and
with
they're all
people.
gassing you up. The thing is.
No, but nobody can really check you if you didn't even know this part about yourself.
What do you mean like check you? Like, oh bro, keep your
put your feet on the ground.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe you were I don't know, like for me,
yeah.
When I like, you know me, like I don't really like showcasing behind the scenes of my life too much.
Okay.
But if I do achieve something,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't want people to like gas me up.
But he's got a problem with getting
I've had, but I don't think it's just social media. I think it's more than that, man. Like I said, I think, yeah,
When I hear the word ego,
yeah,
I feel like, oh, let's say you wanted to do something and I tried to help you, and then you kind of just like disregarded it, kind of thing, or you felt like, bruv, don't talk to me about like X, Y, Z. And I'll be the first one to say, I think I've said this before on the podcast, hands up. Yeah, there are certain things that, for example, if I'm doing something wrong, which I shouldn't be doing,
yeah,
and someone says to me like nicely, cool, I'll take that on board. But if I'm doing something wrong and you come at me with like a thing of aggression,
then
I've got an ego. Cool.
It just depends on how you're spoken to.
But
So you're telling me your ego is only regarding that. There's nothing in your life that's ever affected you. What I just spoke about now, the type of ego that I just spoke about now, could you?
I can't relate because I haven't been someone that people gas up all the time. Don't like.
That's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie.
The thing is, like, as bad as this is, and I only really came to realize that, you know, when you do YouTube and you're or TikToks and you're seeing numbers, 100,000 views or 1 million views, that's just a number on a screen. Okay, like it doesn't feel real. But I guess when I actually like started to meet people that used to watch me, like if I'm flying abroad and people would like offer to show me around and stuff, then I'm like, wow, this did have an impact. But like seeing things or comments, like I didn't really like process it. So I don't know. I've like going back to things, like I've never really been gassed up other than like a few phases in life.
So when you search deeper, okay, that's me. That's my Ramadan reflection, isn't it? My Ramadan reflection has basically been for me to check myself in terms of, I think, look, for people who are listening to this right now who are not Muslim and don't understand like the value of why people fast and why we observe Ramadan and so on. It's not just fasting and not eating and drinking. It's also the spiritual element where you're looking within yourself to try and improve yourself as a human for other humans. Because the ego I'm talking about ain't good. A, for myself, and B, for other people. And like I think, like I said, for me, speaking from where I'm speaking from and what I've seen with myself, you must have gone through, unless otherwise, like you're perfect. I don't know, maybe there must be something within you. Maybe you don't want to share, to be fair.
No, let's go. But I don't think it implies perfection if I, in my life, haven't felt like I've been gassed up.
I'm not talking about that only.
What?
I'm saying there must be something else within you. Actually, it might be private.
Say it, bro.
No, it might be private. I'm just saying.
For
example,
at least I wanted to like trigger a thought. Yeah.
For example, yourself, you've gone through, like during Ramadan, like you were in Umrah, and you were there in a very amazing time. How was it this time compared to last time?
Very different.
Okay, explain.
So last time we went was kind of during that COVID period. So everything was organized. You had to like book through the app if you wanted to go to certain places, and everything, like it was spacious. It was cool. Organization was poor. This time, organization was on point. But people were animals. People were actual animals. Bro. Animals, okay. Bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you, yeah. Like, in Medina's all right, but you know Mecca?
Yeah.
Like, to get into the mosque, you got people, like, fighting the guards. You got people, like, trying to jump over. When you're ordering food, here it's, like, a line, one after the other. You get served, you move on, you wait. It's like, everyone's like, and, like, I don't thrive in those kind of things, man. It's like, bro, how am I going to order my food? Like,
yeah, but you knew where you got, like, what, 2 million people there?
Yeah, apparently it was, like, over, I think, 2.5 million.
Yeah, but, like, what do you expect?
That's the thing. I didn't expect it to be that bad, but...
But it's like going...
No, I didn't know there was going to be 2 million people. Like, that's the thing. Oh, I knew it was going to be packed, but it wasn't like...
It's like going to Hyde Park when it's wireless.
Where's what? No.
Yeah.
It can be packed. That's fine. I expected that.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to be packed full of people with those sorts of behaviors.
Okay, so it was the character.
Bro, it's mad. People are ready to scrap. Like my niece, so we did This is becoming a flip.
Yeah.
So we did
Tawaf.
tawaf,
Yeah.
and then she was praying 2 rakat,
Yeah.
Maqam Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, yeah.
So I'm like guarding her because you can easily get a stampede, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm doing this, and then this guy like walks past, and then he like kind of tumbles over, and he like is starting to square up, and I gave him a death stare,
Yeah.
and he walked on. But like, maybe that's what you got.
Wait, he tried to step up.
He was like getting pissed, but then when I just like gave him the look, he just kind of left.
Yeah, show us a look.
Left the scene.
What's it look like?
I can't, man. It has to happen in the moment, innit?
Mine's gonna square up to you right now.
No, but, I'll go. I'll square down. But yeah, like so going back to a question, this time round was obviously very different. It's Ramadan. It's nice. There's some niceness to it, but yeah, just very like a lot of animals, a lot of
But
egos.
nothing from inside. I'm saying genuinely inside you, within your own character assassination. Nothing.
I don't know, man. I need to think about that.
You self-reflect a lot.
Yeah.
I self-reflect a lot.
About Yahya himself.
You know what?
Not about your achievements.
Yeah, he's right. About
More
what
so
Eamon just
before.
said. What Eamon just said is about Yahya himself. Does he self-reflect?
So, as I've achieved more, I think I do less self-reflection.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your issue. That's your ego.
Yeah, that is. So you see what I just said?
Yeah. But it's not out of, nah, I'm not doing it. It's just like, I'm just so busy. Like, I don't have time to myself to really think. Whereas before, when I was kind of like not doing anything in my life, I was just in my thoughts. And I'd have time to like think about.
Are you depressed? I'm actually being serious.
Alhamdulillah, I'm not repressed.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Okay.
Smile.
No, hold on. You know, depression can be one of two things. You can either be depressed through not wanting to do anything, or depressed by doing too much all the time.
Oh no. Oh, I get what you mean, because some people do things to like not think about the phase that they're in.
So you're saying,
Uh-huh.
yeah, deep this properly, yeah, deep this properly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying you achieve things once after the other one, and you don't once think, how am I really?
I think it's just like an internal state. Like if I feel good, I feel good. I'll keep going.
Are you confident in your abilities to keep going without smashing yourself?
Yeah, I think.
Am I confident in myself,
In your ability
in my ability
to
to keep going without checking myself? I can keep going without checking myself, but it comes with a problem of,
Do you sin?
of course.
Okay, so there must be something about. There must be something about you that you battle with. Okay, of course, like every human.
Yeah.
Cool. So that means that takes some form of self-reflection to be able to see that.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so that means you do self-reflect.
I'm not. Let's go back to my. Let's go back to my original statement.
I told you I'll get him.
No. Let's go back to my original statement.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my ego coming saying I got him.
Which was, as I've achieved more,
Yeah.
I've self-reflected
Less. That doesn't mean that you don't self-reflect. It just means you reflect less.
Exactly. Because, like, bro, I was literally, as I was driving here, I was just kind of speaking to myself saying, what am I doing this for?
Mm-hmm. What did you
And-
do what for?
As in, why am I trying to achieve so many? Eamon just said perspective. Why am I trying to do so many? Why, bro? Put it blank. Why am I trying to be a baller? Like, why? What's the purpose of
Oh,
it?
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
And the answer
The answer is what?
The answer is, I want to be able to just make sure everyone around me is good.
And you genuinely feel that
I
in your heart.
genuinely feel that. Like,
That's what wakes you up in the morning. That's your fuel.
what do you mean?
I'm not saying petrol. I'm saying your
I don't
fuel.
think about it in the morning. I think
I'm not saying that. I'm saying your fuel for carrying on when times are tough
yeah, bro.
is the people around you.
Yeah, man. Like, and I mean, like, people that I'm very close with.
No, yeah. But you're getting forgotten.
Like,
Eamon
I
who?
won't go into too much detail because it's not too much.
Oh,
it's not
here
to
we
do-
go.
It's not me. It's not me. But I'm still
Yeah.
going into detail.
Yeah.
Without going into too much detail.
Without,
Like, for
you know what,
example,
write that down. That's actually a good one. Without going into too much detail, it's going
someone
to be a
I
shit.
know
Yeah.
that's very close to me
Yeah.
has health issues.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a thing where, okay, going back and forth with doctors and they're taking ages. And it's like, bruv, it's been 6 months. Like, let's just get this out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So literally before I came here, I was on the call and I was like, bruv, let's go private. And then they're like, oh, I'm like, let's sort this out first and then we'll go there. But it's like, let's just go private.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, when it comes to health, and you know this, yeah?
You don't play about.
I don't play about.
Yeah.
Like, if I need to pay £200 for peace of mind to know my brother or my sister is all right, or they need this like quick fix, bro, I'll do it, man. I'll pay anything.
Mm.
So that kind of stuff, to be able to do that, or if, like, if, huh?
You don't want to lose.
Lose?
Lose, just lose in general.
I mean, that goes in the whole conversation of ego, but I just want to make sure if my mom wants to go
You're trying to control too much, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to, from what I can,
Yeah.
do what I can to make sure. If my mom wants to go Umrah,
Mm-hmm.
she can go there direct flight and not have to take 5 hours like layover
Mm-hmm.
because she's like, I know it will mess her up, or I don't know. Just that's why I do things. That's why I want to. Yeah,
Make money, be a baller.
be a baller.
That's so interesting. So you know what? You know, if you made money and you were, which you do already, I'm not saying you don't, flipping out, you're not. Anyway, I'm saying if you were a multi-millionaire, do you reckon that would change your
I was
motivations?
I was thinking about this, you know. I was like,
You'd have to change somehow.
what
man.
would change? What do you mean? Sorry.
Would your
let's
ego
clarify
change?
this. I don't know, bro. I can't speak about a reality that I haven't.
Okay, every achievement that you've had, have you changed as a person in terms of your insides? Not actual your insides, you know what I mean?
Yes, Bendif, I understand. Every achievement.
You see what you just did?
That's my ego playing up. Everything that I've achieved. What was the question?
Every ego that you've achieved, that's what you said.
I don't know. I'm so bad.
Every achievement that you've fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
has your ego changed? You see,
Oh, yes. So the more
Okay.
I achieve, the more I'm like, okay, I'm capable of doing things. But
Okay.
I don't think it's yet. It hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's got to an unhealthy
Point.
place.
Mhm.
I think it's at a very healthy point. And I think I needed it. Because growing up, I always felt like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Self-confidence.
Yeah. That's what it is. I just feel a lot more confident now in myself. But it hasn't yet, to my understanding, gone to a point where it's ego. Like, oh, I'm the best. Because I never think that, like, in a room.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've gone more confident.
That's really interesting, you know. That's
Yeah.
proper interesting.
Yeah, man. I think that's a good word that you mentioned, because people, like,
Yeah.
they always have that whole thing of ego and confidence. And then the people that are like really egotistical, they're like, no, it's not ego, it's confidence.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
No, but there's a very
Fine line. Very,
There
very
is.
fine line.
people don't understand is that your confidence
Mm.
feeds your ego.
What Eamon said, because he doesn't have a mic today, your ego feeds your confidence, according to what Eamon said.
It's true. Yeah.
Very interesting.
But yet, and maybe I'm being biased, and maybe other people around me that are close to me will tell you different. Maybe not, but for me, I haven't yet seen any.
So right at the start of Ramadan, yeah? Let me ask you a question. Right at the start of Ramadan, when Ramadan came in, you knew that Ramadan was happening, yeah? Was there any, because I know every single one of us must have reflected to some degree to say, I want to change this, I want to change that, I want to work on this, or I want to work on that.
For me,
Yeah. Did you
read
think
more.
Okay. So you're saying more actions rather than
Spiritual.
spiritual?
That's what I thought, yeah. That
Mhm.
doesn't go to mean spiritual is not important.
Mhm.
It's just for me, because it's like, I like working in small milestones. Let me do this before I get there. Let me do this before I get there. So for me, it's like,
Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve?
yeah, but it's a long-term game. It's not just during Ramadan. Like, it's, okay, like, how am I
After
going
as
to
well.
be afterwards? Yeah. And I'm kind of falling off, can't lie.
Is it?
So I need to
Okay.
get back onto it.
Is it because your goal was too high?
No, it's probably out of laziness, to be fair.
So if you said, but it doesn't make sense because you just said two things. You just said I like to work in small milestones. Surely it wouldn't have been a small milestone. If
Yeah, maybe it was too much of a big milestone. Yeah, maybe I need to bring it down a bit. But have you dealt with people with big egos?
Yeah, I have.
Go on.
I have, yeah.
Explain. What led you to think they have big egos?
They don't listen.
What do you mean by that? Let's actually break that down. Because that's very vague.
I think somebody with...
He don't listen. He's not.
Eamon has ego. I've said
I
this.
think so.
Yeah, Eamon has ego. But he knows this. You know this, right? Yeah, Eamon has ego. But I'm not going to lie, he's calmed down a bit. I think he reflected. He did. He reflected.
Interesting.
I think we need to realize like that there needs to be a healthy balance between...
Do I have ego?
No, you know what? I've never felt that way from you. Although the only ego that I think that comes from you is your time.
Time.
And his looks.
Time
No.
and looks.
Time. No, your time is definitely one thing.
No, but I don't think that's ego.
That's not ego, is it?
No, that's not ego. But wait, look, see, they're conscious about that. 'Cause that's ego.
I'm
Yeah.
insecure, guys.
No, this photo is not going out.
Oh my God. Eamon takes the worst photos and he thinks I'm going to let him put them on.
So ZAK,
Absolutely not.
ZAK's photo is always coming.
He's naturally,
apparently, yeah.
naturally, I shouldn't do that because they're going to be patronizing. But he's just naturally the guy.
No, I'm not the guy. He also does this thing, yeah, where he tries to flatter people, even though I've told you, don't praise me. Please don't praise me.
You're butters, bro.
Thank you. That's a bit better. Okay, there's a balance in it with everything.
You're not butters. You're a
Thank
good
you
guy,
so
man.
much. Anyway, the point was, yeah.
No, the point is you're doing Yahya, bro. Let me be the bender for this
Okay, go on.
conversation now. I'm asking you, what things have led you to believe that the people that you were once like, or whoever comes to mind, what things have led you to believe that they have big egos?
Lack of emotional awareness.
Wow. It is vague, but that struck a nerve, bro.
How do you identify that?
That is so mad.
And I think that's mandem, innit? Like mandem, we lack emotional awareness sometimes. It depends. Some people,
that's
yeah.
mad, bro. Because
Like, you know what I say to you, yeah? What you just said about you, every single achievement that you go through one achievement to another, to another, to another, to another.
yeah,
But that could be unhealthy, innit? Because you could hit that achievement right at the top, and then it could be like anybody that comes and asks you for X, Y, and Z, your ego might be so big that you start rejecting people based off status.
maybe, but maybe not.
But with you, I think it might be different. Reason why, and reason being, I have a feeling
Yeah.
your motivations for wanting to get to the top is different.
Yeah, like we can't generalize. Everyone
Your
will be
foundations are different.
different. Yeah, like everyone will be different in that stage. But going back to what you said of a lack of emotional awareness, I think maybe this is a guy problem, but a lot of guys do lack emotion. You know what? It's not just guys; it's boys and girls. A lot of people lack emotional intelligence, and I can't be with those people. Like I just don't mingle with them. Like let's say we're in a group and someone says something, but it's kind of like read the room. Like this isn't the time,
It's not time and
to say
place,
it. Yeah. And then if you try and address it, it's like, oh nah, man, like it's not that deep, kind of thing. But it is that deep, and you have to accept it. Because let's say someone's there and they say something in a group setting, and you didn't like it, and I was like saying to them on the side, like, you shouldn't have done that. I said, nah, it's not that deep. It is that deep because you're affected by it.
Yeah.
So there is an ego on that front, on the thing of what I've said, I'm sticking by it. Like you shouldn't always stick by what you've said. Before you say anything, you should be like very sure in what you're saying. And once you are, you should stick by it. But if you genuinely feel like, I could be wrong, own up to it. And it goes a long way in a friendship.
Words of wisdom.
Sometimes it's hard to own up in the moment.
It is, yeah.
So you go away.
Oh.
Yeah. But at least you get a message.
Have you ever
from
hurt
people.
anybody
Probably, yeah.
this year?
This year that I can remember. Probably.
You know, before Ramadan, they say whoever you've hurt, make sure you ask for forgiveness.
I couldn't recall any specific names that I need to.
But I don't know.
You're doubtful.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
Why did you say
Nothing.
that?
I was just asking. I just thought about something. Very interesting.
Say it.
No, that's true.
This is the open perspective.
It is. This is. You know what? Yeah. Yahya doesn't really like these episodes. I think it's right for
No,
us.
you know
to-
what? It's actually better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Even when I called you on the phone this week, what did I say?
You wanted to do a live podcast, which
No. That wasn't. Well, okay, I did say that,
which I wasn't a fan of.
which is something that I will probably end up. We will end up probably doing at some time.
So
And
my ego's just like, you know what? Let's.
ask them right now. How about that? Ask them right now, guys. Hi.
Do you want a live podcast? They said no.
You see this one that we. You see this one that we do like once every month.
Who's more likely to slip up on a live podcast?
You and Eamon.
Eamon?
Yeah, probably Eamon.
That's true, to be fair.
But I think
You're media trained, isn't it?
maybe. But even when I'm media trained now, I think I've become a lot more comfortable. Like on the camera, I can speak to.
Yeah, bro.
I can speak-
You're natural.
I'm not natural.
You are, man.
No one is natural at talking to the camera. Cameras didn't
No.
exist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Here comes Eamon's words of inspiration.
Balance.
Yeah.
Flatter him. Kill him.
Kill him.
Hey, let me kill him.
You'll be alright.
But yeah, the point is, Yahya didn't like these episodes, innit? And I was
I just got really
bored of it. Be honest.
No, I got really into like the book club and having people on.
And episodes,
That
yeah.
this just felt a bit foreign, but it's actually turned out to be alright.
Because we want to do things differently to other podcasts and other things. This is our niche.
This is our niche.
And I love it, I'll be honest.
That was good.
Ramadan's been a good time to reflect, but also a time to be like, I'm not gonna lie, I bloody missed this, man.
Yeah.
Bloody missed this.
You love like this thing. It drives you in it. Not just perspective, but these sorts of things.
You know what? I'll be honest with everyone, innit?
The things he has ownership of.
Yeah, I had a conversation this week about it with somebody, and I said, look, I think I'm at a time in my life where now I want to take ownership of things and make it my own.
That's good.
When you said that, the thing
Not as in. I'm not gonna lie. This is the only thing that doesn't come from ego. It's not about this. It's about the fact that I want to create something. Fulfillment, A, for myself, and B, for my children.
It's good that you're thinking about it now, bro.
Bro, legacy, man. This guy's. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm thirsty. What do you want me to do?
You just
Die.
You just ruined the set. But it's fine. Anyway, well done. Yeah, we're just dashing everything around.
What's going on?
We're just dashing everything around the room.
Jeez.
Anybody else listen to this on Spotify?
Anyway, back to your children.
My children. Hi.
he doesn't have children.
He doesn't have children, but but the fact that you're thinking about it now, that's good, bro.
Yeah.
How many men, or like even us, me, like this goes back to the whole thing of coasting through life. You're just in this boat or like a ship or whatever, and all you see is inside, but you don't know you're actually moving.
Yeah.
And then like the
You get to
whole
a point and you're
journey
just
of
like-
life is gone, and you're just in that boat.
Yeah. Now, I want to make sure, for myself anyway, I want to make sure when I get to that point that I'm a lot more intentional with everything that I do.
Are you gonna give them £20 a week?
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully more than that. £20 a week, bro. £20 a week back then and now is completely different.
It's weird, you know.
I was eating right, man.
Yeah.
Now it's cool.
That fed his ego.
Yeah.
He was the only one, the only kid, everyone's on free screen.
Yeah.
You know what part of
But now it's different.
part of being successful can mean that your kids are very dependent, which is a bit of a scary thought.
I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah.
No silver spoon moments. We never got it, so
But how do you balance it though? We need to ask proper dads. We need to bring actual parents.
we actually need a dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no! You know what?
That's good.
Now that we discussed this part,
Bring your dad on.
yeah. Oh my god. Now that we just discussed this part, I think it's good to say that obviously within the next few weeks we'll be getting a few guests. One of them's confirmed. Ish is coming.
Oh, you're just gonna say that?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them. Ish is coming. But you know what? Whoever's listening,
Imagine he doesn't turn up.
whoever's listened this far will know that he's coming. It would have already recorded it by then. No, this would have come out. We would have already recorded the episode.
Isn't the other one confirmed? The other one is like...
Yeah, the other one I'm not going to say. The other one you lot are going to have to guess.
Yeah.
The other one's cold. And
Not that Ish isn't.
Yeah. No. It's just amazing, bro. Like, to be able to like...
But it's different, isn't it? It's
But
like,
the other one is like...
it's a different niche.
It's taken us... This is the box. We've just come outside the box. Like,
Yeah,
people know us for one thing. We're going to something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for what we're going to grow here. And I think community is going to grow. We're going to do more things. And hopefully, I think we just need to keep consistent and make sure that we're intentional with everything that we do and all the work that we do. Like everything that we do, we have to do well.
Yeah.
Not just for us, but for them. And I genuinely mean it.
It's true.
And then if we're all on the same page, I usually say this, if we're all on the same page, even though this guy, let's not talk about him. He's on his own page, bro. This guy lives in his own world.
How?
I'll be honest. No. One thing about yeah, we actually are in his notes section. But one thing about Yahya, is he'll tell you.
Transparent.
No matter what it is, he'll say so. Just after Ramadan, he goes, look, what did he say? Be honest.
What, the busy thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so Bendif gave me a task, which I kind of also put on myself to like reach out to some guests.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, right now, if it's me being there, I'm there. If it's things that we need to buy to make it better, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of planning right now, I can't.
You can't, yeah.
And I think that's fair.
It's
For
good.
now, I need to get back on it though. But
Basically just a silent investor.
silent investor.
No, he's present investor. Investor over Mike, that's a good one.
Nah, man, we're all investors.
Yeah. But yeah, look, the point of these episodes is like a recap of everything, innit? And we've learned a bit about everything. And I think it's great that we're able to do this because we're able... Why are you laughing?
Sorry, I'm just thinking about something. Carry on.
What are you thinking about?
I can't.
That's weird. Anyway, the point is, we've done all of this and we want more from you guys. That's the reality. Like if you're right now listening or watching or whatever you're doing and you haven't subscribed, for the love of all that's holy, what do they need to press?
That's going to be right here. I'm going to make Eamon's life. Look.
He's not
Follow
gonna do
my finger parts, okay? Do that. There, guys. This button here. Follow it. Press it.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's get famous.
No, let's
Let's
grow the community.
and get famous.
Okay, we know where your head's at.
It's a normal thing, basically, yeah.
Okay.
No one can hear you, so we'll...
Yeah. And have an uncomfortable conversation with the people around you.
Oh,
And ask them, is my ego big?
Okay. That's good.
yeah. So a
Yeah.
lesson for today. Go home, as Eamon has requested. This is his first request, actually. So I
Yeah.
think we should honor this, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
He doesn't ask for much.
Yeah.
So make sure you go home and have a reality check. Start within yourself. Okay? Ask yourself, do I have an ego problem? Maybe yes, maybe no. But be honest with yourself. And once you've done that,
Let us know.
no, don't let us know because it's a personal
No,
journey.
do let us know. We want to know. We want to speak to them more.
Okay, anonymous because we don't know who's who. But the more important thing that Eamon mentioned was speak to people that you trust. And it doesn't have to be a thing of, oh, do I have an ego? But just ask them, like, is there anything I can improve on? But I think we should also handpick these people because some people can literally just flatten you. Right?
Mm.
Like, you're like this, that. Oh, yeah, you're perfect. Especially the girls. Oh, my God. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. And just like for self-improvement, find the people that have that balance, that are not too harsh and not too...
And then let us know. All right? Sweet. Listen, lads, next week,
Lads? Who's lads?
and ladesses,
Let's.
We're gonna have a great episode next week. I'll be honest with you. The next few weeks, you guys are gonna love it. So stay tuned, man. There's a lot coming from this side of the pond. And you know what? Yahya usually says something, but I'm gonna just let him do it on his own because I don't really like him today. So he's gonna just look, and I'm gone. Bye.
For that reason, I am also out. Spend time with family. Bye.